a girl called Alita.
Just feel like it should have been a lion's roar at the end of that trailer right there. That's for Alita Battle Angel in theaters February 14th. We have one of the stars that's with us today, but she's also, I consider her a good friend, Heather. I know you know, I got friends everywhere.
Internationally.
I'm internationally known, you know, and we first met on the set of TRL.
I know.
And
I was so nervous and scared.
Why? What's going on?
Because it's you.
Oh, just please don't gas me. But I'll take it. But just to give you a little bit of who this person is and some of her work, DB, would you do the honors?
Oh, yes, of course. You might have recognized her in Jubilee and X-Men Apocalypse. Of course, everybody knows her from the Netflix movie To All the Boys I Loved Before. She's even dating one of her co-stars.
That must be awkward.
And
Yeah.
there is where the scandal lies.
Well, I got that little part wrong, but she is in the new movie Alita Battle Angel, and her name is Koyomi, which is very close to your daughter's name, Kiyomi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
The one and only
Lana Condor.
Yes. My child is named
awesome.
Kiyomi.
Look at that.
Yes.
No wonder we're like.
This is when you came on the side, I didn't see you as my daughter, but you know what I mean? I did feel like there was something in your future that was going to bring us together. Does your boyfriend get pissed at this, or he laughs at it?
No, he's a really good disposition about everything. But he does not read like comments or anything like that, because every time it's like, she should be dating Noah, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
So, but he doesn't read comments, but he's very supportive and happy, and we're just along for the ride.
I think it's I've never been in a public relationship. You know what I mean? I've always kind of working in and out of entertainment. Entertainment has been a hustle for me.
Of course.
You know, I didn't know I would end up here. Like different, you know, you went to school for this. You know, you went to Yale, right? The summer program. What's the other one? Groundlings.
Groundlings, the improv troupe. Yeah.
The improv troupe, and a lot of folks
Amazing.
from that improv troupe end up on Saturday Night Live. So this was something. But did you ever anticipate the drama that would come around your personal life?
No. I guess, and no one really can prepare you for, like, I guess people just all of a sudden want answers, you know? They really, really want answers, and they want to, they just want to be closer to you. But the drama, it's really not that much drama. The only thing is they want me to date my co-star, but that's just, I feel like that's just normal.
Yeah.
But I've been very lucky because in my career, the movies that I do, the audiences that watch it, they're just good people, right? So I've been very fortunate to have like nice people around me.
That's because you're such a nice person. Lana Condor is here. Now your pops was a Pulitzer Prize nominated journalist.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then VP at Yahoo.
Yes.
Right? So you were yes. Yes,
really smart.
And your parents adopted you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's big, right?
Yeah.
That's big,
And
right?
the piece that he wrote, that he was nominated for a Pulitzer, actually was about our adoption, my brother and my adoption, and it inspired like 16 other families to go adopt as well, which is like my dad's biggest like, you know, happiest thing was that we got more kids adopted, so that was cool.
That's great. I was on the plane with a friend of mine, and he was just going to the Grammys this past weekend, and he hasn't had a child yet. And we had a whole conversation about adoption that he enlightened me on, and he said most people want to adopt the babies. You were adopted as a baby.
Yeah, I was.
But why not adopt the older kids that are like 8, 9, 10? They still need a home, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I think that like, you know, like as you said, everyone wants a little baby, but the older you get, the harder sometimes it is to get adopted. So I think that. And there's such a beautiful world in which if you adopt older, you can still, that's still your child, but that can be your friend as well, and like you know, and you can help heal possible trauma that they might have faced and whatnot. So that's always important.
I feel like Lana's going to adopt.
I am.
I could
I
do
am.
that. I
My
want to.
dream is to adopt from the same orphanage that I was adopted from, but I think it closed down. But it's okay.
Yeah, where was it at? Where was it?
Vietnam.
In Vietnam.
Yeah.
So your people are from. Do you have contact with any of your folks from Vietnam or?
I don't, but actually, it was so funny when I did X-Men like 3.5 years ago. It was just when I was getting on Twitter, and I got this DM from this man who said he was the manager of the orphanage that I was from. And I was like, you could understand my hesitation. I was like, oh, I'm being catfished right now because the story is out online. So I was like, and so I said, hey, like, and this was when I was like still in my DMs. I was like, hey, well, it's nice to speak to you, but you can understand my hesitation to believe that you are the man that you say you are. Do you mind telling me what you gave my brother and I as a gift when we left, when we were adopted? And he said the right gift. And he was like, and I was like, oh my God, it's you. And my parents had always said really amazing things about him. And he said that he saw in a newspaper in Vietnam, he just saw like Vietnamese girl in X-Men, like making it in Hollywood, and he recognized my last name from my parents' last name that came to adopt me like 18 years ago. So that's the power of social media for you, right?
Absolutely, man. That's dope, man. Lana Condor is here. Alita Battle Angel in theaters February 14th.
Lana, I'm still just intrigued about this conversation with adoption. Can you also speak to, I'm sure we have plenty of citizens, our listeners, who have been adopted, and I've always heard that at some point it can just be difficult, like emotionally, just wrangling with that fact. You know what I mean? Did that ever happen to you?
It's funny because since I was adopted at such a young age, 4 months, all I've ever known was my parents. My parents are my parents. They're all I've ever known. And my mom always says that love is thicker than blood. So I've never seen a difference. It was only till I was, I think, in middle school when someone called me a derogatory word, and I was like, I went home and I was like, Mom, what's that? And she was like, oh, it's a bad word, and it's they're trying to make you feel different. And that was the first time I was like, oh, I'm not, like, you're like, I don't look like you? What? Because I don't think that. I don't think that way when that she's all he and she's all I've ever known. But I think my brother and I have had a very, very blessed life. And I love my family so much, and I do sometimes think about where I came from, and recently even more so because I know that I get to experience such amazing things, like and as an entertainer, like you get to do fun things, and like we were just talking champagne problems, right? and then but recently, because I've been able, like with Alita and Deadly Class and everything, I've all of a sudden been like, oh my God, all of this could have like so easily not happened. Right. Like if my parents hadn't turned into the room that I was in and closed the door, and because I was hiding in the back of the door, like they would have, like I would maybe even still be there, right? So like I always, and recently I've just been thinking, wow, that this all could have been like gone really quickly. So it's definitely a moment.
It happened for a reason.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, if you can remember, what made you hide?
No, I was like in a crib. They had put me, I was a baby. They put me in a crib, but behind the door. So maybe because I was trying to nap or something like that. So they wanted me behind the door. And so when my dad walked into the room, he saw the babies, and then he heard me like, meh, meh. And then he like looked around the door, and I was like, hey.
Me.
You know?
I want to do Alita.
I know, right? I want to do
Alita. And here she is with us today, Lana Condor, ladies and gentlemen. What a great story you have. We didn't get to talk about that much on TRL. Yeah.
And I want to talk more about adoption because I think it's such a sensitive topic, you know, sometimes because you don't know how someone feels about it. But I think the more we talk about adoption, the more we can inspire other families to get together. How great would that be?
That would be dope, right? It's interesting because a lot of celebrities would get backlash when they would adopt kids. And remember, a lot of celebrities were adopting black kids who were non-black. What would you say to that? Does it matter much in your opinion? Or
I mean, my parents are white, right? To me, my whole life, like, they're my parents. I see no problem with that. Like, I think a family's a family, no matter, like, doesn't really matter what you look like, as long as you all love each other. So for me, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, because had you saw a problem with it, you wouldn't be doing Alita today. All right, that's good. I agree with you. Lana Condor, ladies and gentlemen. I think for some kids, though, you do have to make some type of cultural, informative.
Like oh, right. Absolutely.
You got to make sure those kids know what world they in.
Absolutely.
Prep them for that. Like when the person called you the derogatory term, your parent had to prep you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And my parents, like, we had, when I was little, like, my babysitters would be Vietnamese and they would speak to me and so they were always wanting me to know about my culture, that's very, very important.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Can you cook Vietnamese food?
Those sandwiches. Woo.
I can, but I'm actually a much better Italian cook, I gotta say.
Don't feel bad.
Making pho's hard.
Yeah.
Broth is difficult, yo.
Do you speak the language?
No, I do not, unfortunately, but there's always time to learn, I guess.
Lana said broth is difficult.
Is it? It's so hard making broth.
I'm asking this.
Heather's the chef here.
Well, I don't know what kind of broth she's
like
talking
pho,
about.
like bone broth when you're
you
with
took
all the bones and
okay,
all the collagen is stripped.
Stripped down. Yeah, well, in the West Indian culture, they have bone marrow soup.
Okay.
So what she's talking about, you have to be an OG. To know how to do that.
And it takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah, but it's very healing for you, though, as well. Like, if you're sick and dealing with ailments, bone marrow soup is the best thing, or broth is the best thing for you, just for healing the inside. Yeah.
So you don't cook for your boyfriend at all, then?
Wow.
Oh, no, I do. I cook for my boyfriend, and he does the dishes. I'm not trying to clean up any of that.
All right, we going to come back with Lana Condor. If you want to talk with her, 888-742-3345. That's Swan Song off the Alita Battle Angel soundtrack. That's Dua Lipa. Just won Best New Artist at the Grammys. We also have Lana Condor here. She stars as Koyomi.
Yes.
It's hard to say when your daughter.
My daughter's name is Kiyomi, so every time Koyomi, what does that mean? What the hell? Why did I just have my daughter play the role? No, I'm sorry, Lana.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Lana.
No.
I'm sorry. Did you watch the Grammys at all?
No, I only saw Cardi's performance.
Then you watched the Grammys.
Then I watched exactly, right?
Yeah. See something else. Could you listen to Cardi B? Invasion of Privacy? Did you listen to the album?
You know what, guys? If I'm being completely honest, I really have a bad taste in music. I don't really listen to music that much.
Okay.
So what do you listen to? Like
Good to meet you.
I
You don't listen to Lil Wayne, Drake?
No. I mean, I do listen to Drake, yeah. Okay. But actually, recently, I've just been listening to like tribal war drum music.
Tribal war drum music.
Yeah, because I'm like trying to like pump myself up in the morning. So I'm like,
and she's a battle angel.
Yeah.
Tracy asked if she could be a battle angel. What would it take to become a battle angel?
What do you think?
Oh, you have to be very athletic.
Okay.
And you have to be able to like really just give it to the camera with your eyes and deliver that line like, don't mess with me. Really deliver it.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah, that was good.
Dang.
Get a close up on Lana doing it. And the first, can you look into the camera? Do the "Don't mess with me" eyes.
Don't mess with me.
Ooh, I'm scared. All right, Tracy, let me see yours. Tracy.
Okay.
Get a close up into the camera. Battle Angel, Tracy G.
Don't mess with me.
She's two in her head. Was she two in her head, Lana?
I felt it.
Well, try it again.
You want to feel more?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I'm going to look at you.
Okay.
Don't mess with me.
That pause was a little.
I felt it. It was a long pause, but I felt it.
Tracy tuned into that mean Catholic school girl growing up.
That's where she pulled that from.
Good job, Tracy.
Hey, we got Josh on the line from South Dakota. Good morning, Josh. How you doing? Say what up to Josh.
How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing great, man. Say hello to Lana.
Hello.
Yep. Hello, Lana. So I heard you speak about adoption.
Yeah.
And I'm also an adopted child. I was adopted at birth.
Oh, that's amazing.
My mom has some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've always talked to my parents about it because it's kind of a struggle being an adopted kid not knowing your parents. Like, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
and just hearing you speak about it, like entertainment's kind of been my escape for it too. I've always kind of looked for attention in that way. So like seeing another entertainer who's adopted and has made it so far, like it's kind of inspiring to me. So.
Oh, thank you. I absolutely feel you. But entertaining is like such a great escape, and that's why I originally wanted to be an actor, because I just wanted to. I would go into the movie theaters in the middle of the day to get away from the world. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel you.
So keep working.
Thanks, I will. You too.
Okay.
One day I hope to be on the show.
All right, just bring your bars, Josh. I don't care if you adopted. You still got to bring bars, son. All right? All right? All right, now, DB, you got a chance to see the movie.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday, and I was telling her when she first walked in the room, there was only one thing I didn't like about the film. They killed a damn dog.
Damn, why are you giving it up?
Because the dog ain't a character in the movie. Okay. It was just something I didn't like. But anyway, everything besides that one little piece, I love the film. And you're working with some big, heavy hitter names in there, from James Cameron, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Yes. John Landau is one of the producers as well. And every once in a while, film gets progressed, and I feel like James Cameron is one of the people who has pushed it further, from Terminator to Avatar, and now he's doing it with Alita. So when you're on set and you kind of have to imagine what it's going to look like in the final product. How do you do that when you're on the set and you're with all the characters and the actors and you can't really see the finished world?
Right, absolutely. Well, here's the thing. Robert Rodriguez built Iron City as a practical set in his backlot at Troublemaker Studios in Austin. So the environment is 100% real. It's just the people are cyborgs, right? So I think it was so fascinating because I screened it a couple weeks ago and I didn't really know what to expect. I knew the environment, I knew the sets, but everything else, all the visual effects, I had absolutely no clue what it was going to be like. And so I was like just as shocked. Like I felt like an audience member. I felt like I wasn't even in the movie. Like as an audience member, I was like, oh my God, this is what they did with it. This is how Alita moves. This is how these cyborgs fight. And it was really, really exciting. But we shot that so long ago that everything was surprising to me. And I think that every time, just like you said, every time James Cameron does something, it forces Hollywood to be better because the work that he does is just honest to God. I think it's revolutionary. He changes. Like he wanted to make this movie for years.
Back in 2003, I read.
For years. And then literally the technology wasn't available to make this movie. So he made it himself, right? And that is so cool. And I think that the CGI work in our film is next level to other major blockbuster movies. I think it'll really force other studios to step up their game. Yeah.
Talk about a sell.
No shit. I guess we got nothing else to say about this movie. My gosh. But there is an Oakland native who is probably one of the most celebrated actors in Hollywood today, of the newer generation of actors. A male. He's from Oakland. That is in this movie as Vector. I'm speaking of Mahershala Ali.
Academy Award winning
Mahershala Ali. Now, Lana's wondering, why is he putting so much emphasis on this? Because I, too, am from Oakland. Yes, yeah, she get it. Did you have any scenes with Mahershala?
I didn't know, but I know that's the sad part of my life. Yeah, it was a real bummer. Actually, I only actually ever saw him once and we weren't working together, but we were doing a night shoot, and he walked through the gates of Iron City just to go to the green tent. And he walked through the gates of Iron City, and he was wearing that long, gorgeous whatever coat he was wearing, and then Mahershala Ali walked through the gates, and I was like, he's perfect. But you know what? I feel like if I had met him, for real met him and sat down and talked to him, I would probably have really messed that up because I love him and I'm deeply starstruck by him. So I don't know if I would be able to have I would have just I think ruined any possible future chance of
even working
friendship.
With him. Friendship, working,
a
any of that. A friendship. You would have went that. Have you done that? You sound like you may have done that with somebody you met before.
I don't know. The biggest time I geeked out was with Mark Wahlberg. Was the biggest time I didn't speak because he tapped me on the shoulder when we did Patriots Day,
yeah,
and he tapped me on the shoulder, and I was like, And I just said, I like your shirt. Like, I should have said, I like your work. But
Yeah,
I said, I like your shirt. And I was like, what, Lana?
Yeah.
And I guess I'm like scarred from that.
He didn't tap you again after that, huh?
Mm-mm.
That's probably why.
Like, but it was a bright pink shirt.
But
That's all I saw. I was like,
But Mark, Mark has come so far. He probably think like, man, as much as I've done, all she could point out was my shirt.
I know, and I was thinking that as I said it, I was like, oh dang, I should have said something about Lone Survivor, which is like my favorite movie. But
Yeah.
you see,
He listens to the show, Mark. She didn't mean it. All right? Okay. Now, Lana Condor is here. Alita Battle Angel is in theaters February 14th. Before you go, we came up with a little game for you.
oh no, okay,
Yeah, and we call it...
Lana's Love Connection. Valentine's Day is coming up,
Oh, good.
and there's a couple celebrities who are going to spend the day all alone. Let's see if we can find them someone special. This is Lana's Love Connection.
Oh God,
Right now on Sway in the Morning.
Yeah, since you were able to find love with your boyfriend, we thought you could help some other celebrities
Yeah.
in Hollywood find love. So the way this works is...
You're going to pull one name at a time,
Okay.
and you're going to say who you think would make a good couple with them.
What if I don't know the celebrity? I'm really not in.
I put some
That's
comments.
Oh, Chris Evans,
Yes.
Captain America.
Zoe Saldana.
Ooh, Chris and Zoe.
That would be sexy.
Zoe's
I
out.
like that.
Sexy, right?
Mhm.
Oh, John Boyega.
Yes.
I have a story about John Boyega. John Boyega is like the nicest person in the whole wide world. John Boyega and I don't know.
Okay.
Zendaya.
Oh,
I could see
Oh.
that. That's good.
And like good people. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
both
should be a
of 'em.
matchmaker. What's your
Yeah.
story about John Boyega?
I did a chemistry read with him for Star Wars, and it was before Star Wars Awakens
Mm-hmm.
came out. Was that his? That was
Force
his first-
Awakens,
The
yeah.
Force Awakens. It was before that movie came out, before he blew up. And I was chemistry reading with him, and I sat down and I was like, "Hey, are you ready? Like, you're the lead in Star Wars. Like, do you know what's about to happen to you?" And he was sitting there and he was just eating sushi, and he was like, "Nah, man, like I'm just like having a good time. Like, I'm just happy to be here. I love Star Wars." And then like a couple months later, I was like, he just goes,
Yeah.
yeah, he wasn't ready.
It's over.
All right, here we go. One more.
All right.
One more. Here we go.
Oh, Bradley Cooper?
Yes.
Isn't he dating Lady Gaga? No.
No.
Or did I just
No,
make
they did
that
a
up?
movie together.
They did the movie together. Right.
Yeah, just won a Grammy, for the...
Yes, okay. No, Bradley.
Oscars.
Lady Gaga. Don't they have a cute relationship?
It felt like a great bond. I didn't know they were dating.
The
So
chemistry
I don't
on
know.
screen was pretty believable,
Yeah,
but
and
I
it-
don't
So Lady
think
Ga-
they're dating.
they're not
Lady
dating.
Gaga. So, but if they're not, then you saying they should be.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
She should date her co-star.
She should date her co-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Or maybe don't. No, maybe
because-
don't.
yeah, I was gonna say-
Maybe don't. No. I take that back.
We back when we all started, right?
Y'all went all the way around.
We took you full circle, Lana.
I know, you really did. Shit.
They're gonna be saying, "See on Twitter, we told you."
We told you.
Okay.
I know.
Well,
Oh,
congratulations on everything.
Thanks.
And continued success, okay?
Thank you.
Lana Condor, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for coming. To
Make
the
sure
show.
you catch
Yeah.
the film Alita Battle Angel in theaters February 14th.
Got to see it in 3D.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. You can continue to be great. Tell your parents we said hi.
I will.
All right. Really appreciate them. Sway in the Morning Shade 4-5.
Boy.